Takže ahoj všetci, tu je Roman Scandinavian Study a ďalší webinár, ktorý robím so zástupcami škôl z Dánska. We will conduct this all in English because obviously my Danish is not that well, that is English, and Live's Slovak skills are not as good as it used to be live.
No.
Or as it could be. And I would like to keep this as opportunity for students to ask the questions, guys. So on right-hand corner, in right bottom, there is a chat. And if you feel like you need to ask something detailed or concrete, or you want to ask something to me, or especially live, you can use this option. Live, let's start with your school and Odense. Odense, I think so, is third largest city, or fourth, I think so, third largest city in Denmark. It's quite historical. If you can tell us a bit more about the city. Let's start.
Yes. It is the third largest city in Denmark. And the city is expanding and expanding and expanding at the moment. Yeah, the building processes are actually going on right around our main campus right now. They're building apartments, and some of them are also for students. I don't know anything about the prices yet. No one knows so far. But there will be some apartments just close to campus available in the future. I think that Odense is in a good move right now, I can't say anything else than we have had approximately the same amount of applications this summer as we had last summer, and we are very glad about that, because there are some institutions in Denmark that have had a lot less applications than last year.
Live, not many people know Odense. You have a really nice location. You are on island, right?
Yes, and we have bicycle path all over town, so that you can ride on your bike and be pretty safe in regards to cars and buses and all that stuff. We have a really good and strong infrastructure. We have buses all over town, and it's the train station is 10 minutes walk from campus, so that you can easily get to other parts of the country, like Copenhagen or Aarhus. So we are situated in the middle of Denmark, actually. We have a lot of culture in Odense. We have, of course, the house of Hans Christian Andersen, but we also have a lot of other cultural arrangements, and we have a brand new cultural center in town. It was opened like 1.5 years ago. So hopefully after Corona, we can all join some of these cultural events. And maybe one of the really popular things about Odense is also that it's really easy to get out in the nature. We have a lot of parks and green areas around the city, but it's like 15-20 minutes on your bike, and then you're actually in the country, in the countryside, and there are many beautiful places just around Odense. We have the sea. The old harbor is like a 2 minutes walk from campus, so that you can easily do water activities and all kinds of other sports activities. It's a very active city.
Actually, Live, you said you can cycle, and because I assume most of people who are watching this never been in Denmark. In Denmark, you have history or tradition of cycling. Cycle or bicycle is a way of transportation, and in hierarchy, it's on higher platform as a car. Everyone is using bicycle, and all the students, all of you will be using bicycle in Denmark.
Yes, it's a very cheap way of transportation. You can buy a used bike for 500 Danish kroner, and you can also rent a bike. There's a new company in Odense where you can. Well, it's more like a lease contract. Mm-hmm. So you pay a certain amount. I can't remember the exact amount right now, but you pay a certain amount every month, and then if your tire is flat, you just call a number or use an app, and then they will come and fix your bike. Mm-hmm. And then you just pay that amount every month, and then you have a bike 24 hours a day.
Excellent. Actually, live, if you have a PowerPoint presentation there, you can share a screen with us. If you just hit that green button on the bottom line, it will show you PowerPoint, and we can go through the slides if you want.
Yeah, I don't have a PowerPoint presentation actually.
No problem.
So I can't really share that. But Odense is the #1 city in Denmark when we're talking about bikes.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. And everybody has a bike. 3-year-olds have a bike. 86-year-olds have a bike. Mm-hmm. So that's the usual way of transportation. And it's also because even though Odense is the 3rd largest city in Denmark, it's not that big when we're talking about the area that it covers. So you can live in one part of the town, and then you can easily transport yourself on a bike to campus every day.
Live, some students applied already to city called Vejle.
Yeah.
So because you don't have faculties only in Odense, but also in Vejle, which is a bit smaller city.
Yes. Yes, Vejle is a smaller city, and we don't have that many programs in Vejle. We have service hospitality and tourism management, and we have logistics management. But Vejle is situated probably even more beautifully in the landscape than Odense. It's a smaller campus, it's a smaller city. So if an applicant would rather prefer a small city, a small environment, then Vejle would be a very good option. Logistics management, we only have that program in Vejle. So that's not really something to choose between. But it's nice and cozy. Sure. In Vejle. Yeah.
Sure. Live, regarding the structure of students, from my personal experience, international students are in a class which is called international class.
Yes.
But at the school, you have plenty of opportunity to meet up and make new friends from Danish students. But what I'm aiming with this question is that another advantage of studying in Denmark is not only to improve your English, but also to understand or to learn Danish, which you can use later on the job market, or you can bring it with you as a skill anywhere you go. How difficult is to learn Danish? I know not for you, because you was learning it since you were small. What are the options if someone wants to learn Danish?
Actually, the options has been a bit different during the years. But from this summer, we now have again free of charge Danish lessons. If the students wants to discover the Danish language, you can also choose to pay for lessons, but there isn't a big difference. There are a few more lessons connected with the paid version, but the free version is a really good way of starting to learn the Danish language. And then there is only one thing that works when you want to learn a language. It's to use it. So that's my recommendation. Start to use it anywhere. When you go shopping, when you talk to your friends, when you talk to someone at campus, use Danish, because the more you use it, the better you get at it. But I also must say that if we look at it historically, it's a little bit tricky language to learn, actually. But if you make an effort, you can learn it during those 2 years, definitely. And it will improve your chances to get a job in Denmark afterwards, even though you are heading for a job in an international environment, and even if your job is in English on a daily basis, it would be an advantage if you can make conversations in Danish as well.
Actually, when you will be finishing this language school, you end up with state exam, which you can show to your future employer that you learned proper Danish, not only on the street or with friends, but that you use grammatics correctly and you have your vocabulary.
Yes,
you should have. Life, Denmark. I would like to discuss a bit more about quality of education or teaching approach. This is most of students are not coming to Denmark to learn Danish, but they're going there for top shelf education, which in Denmark is without any question, and maybe in States you get better, or maybe in China, but Denmark is top 3, top 5 for quality education. And you're using approach which is called problem-based learning.
Yes.
If we can discuss it a bit more, what means problem-based learning, or how it's implemented at schools or in classes?
Yes. The problem-based learning principle is based on the fact that you get a problem that exists in a company, and then by using your knowledge, by using your theory, you have to come up with solutions to this problem, and not just sitting by yourself, but usually you do that in groups. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5. That depends on the issue and the lecture. But this is usually the way that we do this problem-based learning. And what is actually really exciting about our way of using this principle is that often we actually do get these cases from real companies that are actually waiting for suggestions to real solutions. So this is not just on a theoretical level. This is a practical level. We have a really strong cooperations with local companies, and we're also using those companies for the externship. But those companies, they know that the quality we can offer them is so high that they actually want to hand in real problems that they face in their own company today, and have some choices of how to solve these problems. So that's one of the really interesting things about our way of teaching. It's not just theory, it's not just books, it's like real problems for real companies.
And I can confirm it on my own study experience in Denmark. You will be studying with your friends or schoolmates in the study groups, which are consisting by 4, 5, or 6 people. And it's because in your future career or any working placement you will be working later on, you will be also working in a small group. In any company you go, it will be someone who is very good as a colleague, someone who is very fast, someone who is very logic, someone who is lazy, and you will have to find a solution how to cooperate between each of you. And it will give you like experience at school directly. So when you come at working place, you will be used of working or cooperating with your colleagues. And another good option, except problem-based learning, or another good thing in Denmark is an internship life. As you know, at AP degree, you go once for an internship.
Yes, for 3 months.
And on your top-up program, you go also for 3 up to 6 months.
Yeah.
And we don't have this option in Slovakia. When you study at university, you don't go for an internship.
No.
So what is internship, if you can explain the concept behind?
Yes. The internship is a period where you actually you are like hired by this company. You have to find the internship yourself, but we have a lot of good people helping you find the internship. We have a large database with companies to choose from, but you do have to make an effort yourself. And you also have to pick a company that you like, that you would imagine yourself working in the future. So you actually go there in the company every day for 3 months. You sit there, you have your own desk, your own computer, whatever they're doing. So you're employed for those 3 months. You don't get a salary, but you still get your state grant like all the other months that you are doing your study. Mm-hmm. But this is a way of, for one thing is to learn the Danish work culture, see how it functions in reality, take all what you learned so far, both practically and theoretically, and see for yourself, what can I use this experience, this knowledge for in a real company, in the real world? So it's a really, really good option to test your skills. But the internship could also be your first step into this company, actually. This has happened many times, that people have been in an internship, and then after they finished, maybe they get a short-term period as an employee, maybe a longer period, but because you have been personally in this company, they know what they get if they choose to hire you afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And it's really up to you guys to find a good internship, not just to have a stamp from some company that you was doing there something, but if you take your life seriously and you want to have some progress in your life, it will be really good option how to maybe find your future employer.
Yes. And may I also make one more comment?
Sure.
If you are if you have plans to actually have a job afterwards in Denmark, then you must do your internship in Denmark. It would be a waste, in my opinion, to go back to your home country to do the internship and then go back to Denmark again afterwards. This is a really, really good chance to get to know Danish work culture, Danish companies, for a 3 months period for free.
Mm-hmm. Actually, that was a good point. And the main reason why Denmark is teaching or educating foreign students is to prepare them for Danish labor market, where you can get good position, safe environment, and good salaries. So why not to use this opportunity?
Yes, and actually Denmark has problems getting enough workers at the moment. So we actually need people from outside Denmark to fill in all those positions around the society. Yeah.
And I would like to point out that probably skilled positions.
Yes.
Also where you need education, not just to clean something or doing in a warehouse. Actually, guys, I would like to encourage you. I know that it's easier to listen, but if you have any question, but just please type it into chat. because life is directly from Odense, he's from Denmark. If you have, I don't know, questions about accommodation, admission, or whatever small you might have, we try to answer. And this is the reason why we do webinars. And I would really to have it like this, not just me and live having conversation about things
this is,
we know.
Yeah, this is much better, also in my opinion, because also you get my words directly
Exactly.
instead of romance words. Trying to transfer my words and my meanings. So that's far better.
Live. I have three topics for discussion, and one is admission. If you're working from home, what was the procedures, or what are the next steps?
Yeah.
Another one that we should cover is accommodation, and then to sum up the current situation in Denmark and what are the precautions. So let's speak a bit more about admission, when to accept when to expect maybe some news from you.
Yes. Regarding admission, luckily the admission.
Okay, yeah, carry on.
Yeah. Luckily, the admission team is able to do exactly the same processes from home. So we are all sitting in our own private home right now, working because of Corona.
Mm-hmm.
But we can do the exact same steps as we usually do. So there is no delay or anything in our admission process. We have processed the most applications, first priority applications by the moment. And many interviews have also been conducted. As we usually do, we plan to send out forehand admission letters on the 15th of May.
All right, excellent.
But we can only do that to first priority applicants. Because if you have a second priority applicant, then we do not know what the first priority institution will tell this applicant. So we can only do it with the first priority applicants.
And live, this 15th of May goes for all the universities and institutions, or is just your?
That's just our date. So I don't know the precise date of the other institutions. Some are doing it before us, and some are doing it later than us.
In Slovakia, schools, high schools, universities are still closed.
Yeah.
But I think so. It was confirmed that the final exams will be. Most of students, they said they don't have date set yet. It should be at the end of May, beginning of June. But I think so we will manage to. Before your talk, I had a talk with the Bulgarian agent, and they postponed the exams until August.
Yeah.
So actually, later in summer. So I think so this might be tricky, but Slovakia and Czech Republic is fine.
Yeah, but it's not a problem even if the exams would be postponed, as long as the applicants can hand in their final diploma before study start. Mm-hmm. Some of our other institutions have started to set a date, 15th of August, as the latest date of handing in the final diplomas. And I think that maybe we will follow that example because it makes sense that you need at least 2 weeks to move from one country to another, even though that's a short term. But the messages that I get from all around Europe, from the other agents that I work with, is also that some of them will not be finished, will not get that final diplomas until the beginning of August. So from your point of view, as I hear it, no problem regarding admission at our institution.
Sure, but I think so. Students should know the information about final admissions as soon as possible live.
Yeah.
Because, well, 2 weeks to move to new country is quite short notice.
Exactly. Again, as I always say, as soon as you have your diploma, then send it to us. Because the way you are admitted is that it's a conditional admission. Conditional means that you have to pass your exam and you have to get your final diploma, and you have to send it to us before it's unconditional. So send it as soon as possible. You have it. Yeah.
Sure, I think so. But all the students, it goes through us because we will do the translations.
Yeah.
Contact us.
Yeah. And you will always, the students will always get the official answer from the ministry at the 28th of July.
Live, we have questions finally, and let's go with this one. I will read it for you, and you can find a good answer. How hard or easy is to find accommodation in Odense? What would you personally recommend? How to find the accommodation? How hard it is to find accommodation in Odense?
That is a question that I get often, and it's actually one of those questions that is not that easy to answer, because it depends what your criteria are. It depends how much are you willing to pay every month for rent, and how far are you willing to live outside campus. So it's not that difficult to find accommodation in Odense, but it is difficult to find cheap accommodation within 5 minutes from campus.
And I would like to say to all new students for this year, from previous years, we have Excel sheet where we share in accommodation from our former students who are moving out and they need to find replacements.
Good.
So we will also ask the previous students to, if they have any options. And usually we have about 100, 200 rooms. I'm not saying in Odense, throughout all the Denmark, but you will get this sheet. And we already send you the manual with accommodation to particular city, and even Odense was there.
Yeah.
But if you need any help, just please write to us, to anyone from our office, and we are ready to help. Let's do another question.
I actually have one more comment on the accommodation situation, because I sometimes I talk to some of the students, and a lot of them say that they they get a room that is maybe 10, 15 kilometers from campus. They take their bicycle, they get in a really good shape. And you know, free advantage. And then once you get like 2 or 3 months in the study period, maybe something else shows up that you can afford that is closer to campus. But it's a way of starting in Denmark. So maybe you have to accept to live a bit further away from campus in the beginning, and then afterwards you can move closer to the campus. Sure, maybe also you find someone that you want to share an apartment with within the first 2, 3, 4 months, and then you can afford an apartment that is a bit higher in the salary. So also, in the end, the municipality of Odense, they actually have a roof over your head guarantee, so that you are guaranteed somewhere to sleep with a roof over your head and a bed, even though you only bring your backpack with you. Maybe it's in a closed school or something, but you can get somewhere to sleep in the beginning. There is a lot of pressure on the accommodation situation in August, September, because we have also a large university with 30,000 students. So the pressure is huge just in that period.
Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, from my experience, everyone who wanted to find accommodation in Denmark and wanted to go to Denmark found accommodation.
Yeah.
And as you said, doesn't matter for first maybe 6 months, 5 months. It's better to find something when you will be on the spot in Odense, so you can see the premises, you can see the town, you can see the quarters of the town.
Yeah.
Live, I will answer this question. If I can, I would like to ask, is there any connection to Odense by plane or only by train? You can fly to Copenhagen directly from Vienna, from Budapest, or from Krakow. And at the airport in Copenhagen, there is a train terminal, big train station, and you just jump into train. And how far life is Copenhagen to Odense? I think so it's under an hour.
1 hour and 15 minutes.
1 hour and 15 minutes. So
yeah.
There is no airport, but the connection.
Yes, there is.
Up and down. It's very easy.
Yeah, there is actually an airport right outside Odense, but it doesn't have that many connections so far.
Okay, all right, good to know. Live, another question. How many applicants will be accepted to one course? I think so. This is referring to size of the classes.
Yes, that would be between 30 and 40 in every class.
Mm-hmm. From Victoria Liptakova, also, when is the semester starting? What is the exact date? Do you have any news?
Yes, it's the 1st of September. If the 1st of September is not a Friday or a weekend, but this year it's a Tuesday, so the first actual day of the study is the 1st of September.
Excellent. And here Nina Tungenova is asking, but we already answered, I think so. When we will get the conditional acceptance letter?
Yes, on the 15th of May.
And only first priority. First priorities. Yeah. If you have Odense on lower priority, you have to wait for your initial priority to get your response.
Yeah.
But if you want to, I think so, change first priority as a UCL Odense, you can do it.
You can do
it. You have to inform us. We will inform school. And,
exactly.
And this is how it works. And we need more questions, guys.
Yeah.
We need more questions. I know you have all the tricky questions for me later on, but now Live should answer them because he's from Denmark. Okay. So let's cover current situation, Live, to wait for another question. What's the current situation in Denmark regarding schools and all the society?
The current situation is that to get access to Denmark, actually, right now the borders are closed unless you have a legal purpose in Denmark. And right now the situation is like this. The authorities says that in order to have a legal study purpose in Denmark, our university and all the other universities in Denmark have to be fully opened and not having online teaching. So that's the condition for the authorities to open the borders by August, that the universities can guarantee that they are fully opened and that they don't have online teaching as a supplement.
Mm-hmm. We are very lucky that we have still 5 months to go, and it's April until September. It's half of the year. Yeah. If I can say, it would be never better time for this Corona. So for us, it was fantastic, or for students, for schools.
Yeah.
Because I think so plenty of things can be changed and changed to good in those 5 months.
Mm.
Let's have another. Here is Daniel Dubovsky saying, today at 1 o'clock live is press conference with our ministry about our final exam. So
Okay.
it will be much clearer.
Good. Let me know. Yeah.
Tatiana is asking, is it hard or easy to find a part-time job in Odense or Weile?
It's not that hard actually, but you have to put an effort into it. It's a bit the same as with the accommodation. Those who really wants to find a job, they also find a job. But I must also be honest and say that because of this Corona situation, we also have to be a bit careful by this announcement that I just made, because it will depend on how much is our society open again when we get to September. Personally, I hope and I expect that it will be almost fully open, because otherwise the universities will not be open either.
Mm-hmm.
So usually, in a usual situation, it's not that hard to find a job 10 to 12 hours a week in Odense or in Weile.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to add, you have to try, and if you don't find the job in first restaurant or hotel, you have to go to another until you find. And it depends how is your personality, how you are outgoing, and also, as Leif said, on the current situation. But I think so. We are lucky. We have 5 months to go, and it will be all good.
Yes, and I would just make a comment to that, because I actually used to work as a career counselor, and one of the things that you can actually train and improve before you come to Denmark is actually this job interview situation, so that you actually write down what is it that you can offer this company, and have a few different versions of your approach to a company, because maybe it's not the same words you have to use if you're looking for a cleaning job than if you're looking for a restaurant job. So you can practice this with friends or relatives or any other. Just practice so that you actually are a bit more familiar with this situation of going into a totally unknown company and introduce yourself, because you will be judged by the first 10 seconds of your appearance in that company.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Maybe next time we can have a webinar on how to find a job in Denmark.
Yeah, that could be a new idea. Yeah, definitely.
Live. Another question: will we receive an acceptance also in email or just at school account? How you send admissions? How do you send it?
The admission letters will be sent to the email that they used for the application.
Excellent. So guys, check your spam, because plenty of schools are also sending mass emails with newsletters, and your Google account can detect it as a possible spam. And so on regular basis, every 2 days, 3 days. And there is also time to respond to accept the study place. Is it true?
Yes.
I think 15 days or two, or there will be some date until you have to let school knows that you accept in the place.
Yes.
Can we expect some interviews to be hosted with the applicants? Are you doing any interviews with students?
We are doing interviews with all the first priority applicants that we expect to choose between. Yeah.
Excellent. But on also second, third, fourth priorities, they still have a chance to be admitted.
Yes, they do, but it's a bit different from program to program if we do interviews with the second and third priorities, because marketing management, for example, service hospitality in Odense, those two programs, and also maybe also IT technology, usually we have so many first priority applicants
Mm-hmm.
that we can fill all the study seats with only first priority applicants.
Sure.
But if we're talking Vejle, logistics and service hospitality in Vejle, we are also talking architectural technology and construction management. There we do also interview some second and third priorities because we don't have enough applicants in the first priority to fill all the study seats.
Mm-hmm. I will just share my screen with you guys because I think so. The programs you mentioned, we already have here, which means like free spaces. And this is, I'm not sure how updated I have this information. I think so. It's from last week. If you can see it live, and it was service hospitality only in Vejle, logistic management Vejle, IT technology Odense, and ATCM in Odense.
Yeah. We're still accepting applications for those programs. Yeah.
Excellent. Actually, I'm so amazed with this Zoom, how it works. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Guys, please, just final questions. If you have anything to ask. So, because we had 1 hour reserved for you.
Yeah.
Any question you have?
And yes, the girls are very pretty in Odense.
Oh, okay. And usually blonde. So
yes.
all the girls with the dark hair from Slovakia will be very, how to say, you will have a lot of attention on
yes.
because most of
what I'd also like to say is that our environment at the campus is a pretty strong international environment because we have many programs in Odense, and they actually do a big effort to make you feel comfortable. We have this every Friday. We have this beer box, which is our local place to go and grab a beer, hear some music, chat with some of the other international students from the other programs, or maybe one of your friends from home just studying another program. And there are a lot of other things going on around Odense as well. And we have 2 times a year. We also have this like a sport event where you can compete against each other in different sports and just have some fun games all around campus. So we're trying to make it a good period of your life, actually.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And live, we have a question from Nina Tunengova, but I think so we will fix this throughout the email, because she says, I have Odense as first priority, and I would like to ask, when will be these interviews hosted? So you still inviting, or it was already?
No, I'm still inviting. Service hospitality in Odense is the only program where I'm not finished processing all first priority applications. So I would assume that that's her first priority.
I will send you later on her email and name, and maybe we can check.
Yeah, okay. She says she has marketing management. I have processed all the first priority applications at marketing management, and I also sent them to the, sorry, that was just my phone.
No problem.
It turned off again. But maybe the interviewer hasn't contacted you yet.
All right.
So, but also please check your spam because maybe the interviewer sent you something to respond to regarding your spam. Regarding your interview. Yeah, but otherwise we can always have an email conversation afterwards.
This is the big question. So it is not really about marks and results, but mostly about the chosen priority. Because I have Odense as a second priority just because of the travel connection, which is kind of easier to Copenhagen. What's the admission process, or what are the key factors in which you are choosing from students, which one to admit and which one not?
Yeah, this thing about the priority, this is only an issue because we are allowed and we have chosen to give you an answer before 28th of July.
Yeah.
The reason why there's so much focus on the first priorities is that that's the only priority that we can actually give a safe answer to. But when we're looking at an application from you guys, we're looking at the grades, we're looking at your motivational letter, we're looking at your English test and what result you had there. I know a lot of you guys also have some part-time jobs. That's not our main focus if you have that. But if you have already finished high school and you've had some job in between, we will also take that into account. And then, of course, we will also look at the result of the interview. So that's the main focus when we're looking at your applications. So it's not only about first priority, but it's only the first priorities that we are allowed to give this beforehand conditional admission letter.
And I would like to add, because you just mentioned it, but just to clean this or clear it, by law in Denmark, you can let know students if they are admitted only in 28th of July. And it goes same for Danish students and for international students. But it's official, official admission. But this conditional admission, what Leif was talking about, they can send it to first priority. You can be admitted to any priority. Schools are considering any priority. But those who was mentioning him are at first priority for UCL, and it will be sent conditional acceptance. Official acceptance, I believe, if not, correct me, Leif, but official answer is 28th of July.
Yeah.
But it's too late for international students. So this is much better option.
That's exactly the reason why we have chosen this. And I know all other universities that are similar to us, they use this process because I have a lot of collaborations with the other institutions in Denmark, and we're all doing it like this because we have the possibility to do it, and because we want to serve you as well as possible. Because it is a short time period from the 28th of July, and then, just to move to another country. And so we're trying to make it easier for you guys by giving you this conditional admission letter in the month of May. Yeah.
Leif, if we don't have any question, maybe let's just discuss this. I've seen on newspapers that you opened the hairdressers, you opened masseurs, lounges, you opened small businesses. So what's the mood? What's the vibe in situation?
I think that the general condition is improving. People are really happy that some of these small companies are now allowed to open, and we expect that more companies will be allowed to open by the 10th of May, which will be the next large step for us. They even talked about opening zoos and some other big amusement parks because the area is so big that you don't have to stay close to other people. But the fact that we can actually open for hairdressers, for massage. I actually had a massage yesterday. That was really, really nice. That is because we are really much in control with coronavirus. So that is the reason why we so quickly actually have started to open our society again. Because when we look at countries like Italy, Spain, they have been totally shut down. Not like Denmark, but totally. And they are just now starting to look at small steps towards opening their countries again. So we are in a very fortunate situation that we have a very strong and good healthcare system in Denmark, and we have reacted pretty fast to this virus. I must say that I am very positive when I compare Denmark to a lot of other European countries. Yeah.
Excellent. So hopefully our borders will be open also, so we can go to Denmark to enjoy the massage.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, thank you for watching. It was 26 participants until the end. It's a good number. And this session was recorded. If you want to show it to your parents and want to rewatch it, or I will spread it through other students also. And my today's guest was Leif Ludvigsen. Is that correct? Leif Ludvigsen.
Yes.
From UCL Odense. And Leif, thank you very much for taking place. It was plenty of information and it was good effort. And thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was nice to see your face, Roman, after a few years of emailing. And I really hope that all you guys that listened had some useful information. And please, if any more questions pop up after this, give them to Roman or write to me directly, and we'll do anything we can to serve you guys and try to make you as comfortable as possible about moving to Denmark to study. Hope to see you all.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And I will send you the name and email of that Nina to check on her situation. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
For watching. Bye, Leif.
Bye-bye.